Good afternoon, everybody. Rick here with Hit Run Candlesticks. How are you? Today's date is Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. It's almost 6 p.m. East Coast time, so the market's been closed a little bit here. I want to talk about a few charts and the market just a tad. So let's do that. Great day in the SPY, right? Nice big bullish engulf here, came up through the T-line. Absolutely wonderful. Can't hardly argue with this. Up, back, and here we go. Up like this. I think it's going to be important that we see some follow through, and I'm okay with an inside day as long as we have follow through sooner or later. What we don't want is for price action to get below basically today's low. If we wanted to push it down to yesterday's low, we might do that as well. I mean, we're so close. But really, we don't want to see that kind of price action. Inside day is okay, but we really need to see this take off and move up. So we'll keep a close eye on this tomorrow. Today was absolutely wonderful. Diamonds, let's go take a look over there. And if you've been looking at the charts, you know that those are the diamonds are up nice. Good candle, very much like the SPY, looking really, really, really good. Transports, I think, acted very well. That's following through up here. Nice little sideways consolidation, bullish engulf. So that's looking good. It just may want to poke right out and just follow that trend right up. So looking good there. SMH, honestly, I think it could have done a little bit better, which, how can it do better today? So for the day, it did great, but it still has a little work to get going. It was nice to see this today, but I think it's important we see follow through. We need to get through this top up here of about 257-ish, something like that. Really need to pop through there. VXX, it had a chance. But it blew it. There's just no fear. The buyers of VXX, shorters of the overall market, market dropping, just was not there. So what it ended up doing is collapsing VXX back down. We're back down below the T-line here. We couldn't get past our Trendicator. Couldn't even get it to turn green today. So I definitely have to be bullish on this market until it's not. So, that's what I'll look at. All right, let's look at some charts. What I'm going to do is I've been in cash for a couple of days, and today I bought a few charts. So I thought what I would do is talk about these, and then we'll look at a couple probably on this alert list. We just built this alert list today. A little different design than we normally do. In a lot of ways, it does the same thing, but a little different design. So anyway, here's what we'll do is this morning I bought some KGC. That's a stock that we've talked about, a gold stock. And we posted this yesterday out to members and trial members on the app. And I ended up buying this today. Closed up just a little bit, so closed well. We might see a little bit of a pullback here, and then right now I've got no reason to think it won't go higher. We'll just simply follow the chart price action up. As I entered this, I set up my trade plan here and everything, and my stop 756. Again, I posted this out in the app, the stop and everything. So as long as we don't go back below that 756 area, I'm gonna be pretty happy. And for me, it was about a 1.7% risk in there. So pretty decent risk, pretty inexpensive risk for the possibility. So I thought worth a trade coming out of a nice little J-hook type chart pattern, up, back, and then up here. I think it's very beneficial for people to for traders to actually put something on their chart like this, a plan where you know where your risk is, you mark that risk. If you don't have the ability to put these boxes in here, you certainly have the ability to put text in here. I think all charting programs could do that. You could write risk right here. Risk might be a little more dynamic. So if price was to start to break down below, we look at that. Oh, 1.7%. Hell, everybody can afford that, right? Hey, I come in here, I can make an argument that there's support here, and well, that's only what, 2.5%, 3%. I can afford that. Sounds great. But if you go typing the word risk, or you put a big ouch, or if you can put a skull and crossbones, something in there that says, don't do it. Don't do it. That might be helpful. And so putting that box up there, sometimes that's helpful. For those that have TC2000, I've been asked an awful lot how to do this. So let me show you how to do that. And then I'm going to talk about 3 other positions I got into today as well, that I think are still set up. They still look good. That's why I'm going to talk about them. So the way you do this is you go over here to TC2000, you grab the little tool, and there's the box right there, and there's the percentage between the top and the bottom. See, that percentage changes as I change the size of the box. Well, the way you set that up is you go inside that box and you edit it, and then make sure you put your check mark. Where it says show percent change, put your check mark in there, and make sure you set this as default, so that every time you bring a box out there, it defaults. Mine defaults to this green shaded box, and I've got that little thing in there that gives me the percentage. I find that very useful, very helpful. I've discovered over the past couple weeks I've been showing this, and many traders have found it useful, so I thought I would put it out here on YouTube. Okay, let's look at another one. I believe the next one I bought today was KHC. I bought KHC, and it was coming up on one of our alerts. I don't know if it was one of these or not, but it was coming up on one of our alerts. And so what I like about KHC is this whole right through here, this construction, price action construction, and boom, we popped out today. So I picked some of that up. Not anything big. I ended up paying, where is it? Cost. There we are. $4.25. I bought the option. I bought the July 37.50 on it. Paid $4.25. So, I feel I did okay. Nice construction, and here we popped out. And now what I'm looking for is the bullishness to continue. Now, I know it's not going to just go. I know it's going to rest maybe somewhere. Could be tomorrow, could be the next day. But as it moves up, what we'll do is we'll move our stop up. But more importantly, when we bought the chart, we were only looking at about 1.85%, 1.84% stop. Stop of $40.75 on here. So that's very reasonable, and to me, this is, we're able to get into this at a good price and a reasonable risk. Okay, it's not always about getting in at the bottom. It really is not. I got into this relatively late, but my risk is minimal, and something that's important, it closed today fairly good. So I feel good about this going forward. Now, of course, anything can happen. Hey, we could wake up tomorrow and this thing could be down here. Don't want to think that. I hope I didn't jinx it. But keep that risk out there. Know what your risk is going to be. The next trade that I traded was one we talked about here in the trading room, and it was even on our watch list a few days ago waiting for the pullback. Well, that's what I do. I like to put charts on the watch list, and when I see them pull back and then they start alerting, that's where I like to go look at them. And Clov did just that. Another one that created a nice bottom here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's try this. Constructed that bottom right in here. Yep, a low, high, low, high, low, high. Finally, boom, we broke out right here. And then we had the pullback, and then today we started to move up. So I bought some Clov, CLOV today. Again, sent out to members the stop and what I bought about it and everything. So I'm looking for this to move up a little higher. I did close just a little bit green, not a lot green. Again, I paid pretty high for it. Like I say, I closed just a little bit green, and I just don't think we have to buy in the bottom here. We want to look for good charts, making good setups, and have a path to profits. I see that in this one. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. This risk is a little bit steep, 6%. I think that's a little bit steep, but I was willing to give this a shot. It was looking so good today, and the overall market was looking so good today. It's like, all right, we'll give it a shot. So here's what I'm going to do. If this thing pops up, I'm definitely going to be raising that stop up. I don't know exactly where, because I don't know where it's going to move to. But when it does, I'll adjust that stop up. And this one here, we might not hold on for too long, as long as we can pull a profit out of it. Because this just might get pretty doggone volatile. And I just don't want the whippiness in it. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep everyone posted. And we'll see what happens here. The last one I bought today was NIO. Now, I posted in I think all our social media outlets, I posted about this a few days ago and said that this is one I'm watching, and when it starts to set up, I'm going to buy this. And that's just what I did today. I didn't buy it here because this is just not where I generally buy down like that. It rolled up. We put in a low today and then a nice bullish candle. When I bought it, it was about a 3.9% risk. And the trade I'm looking for is just to the 50-period moving average. Now, there's another problem with this chart, and that is earnings. Earnings is coming up next week, and I will absolutely will not hold it through earnings. So what I'm, I guess, hoping for, I know we're not supposed to hope, but what I'm hoping for is this thing does rally up and try to attack that 50-period moving average ahead of earnings. I will be out of this, let it have earnings, and then I'll worry about trading it again. I'm not concerned if it moves higher because I know that all charts offer entries on pullbacks or rests. So I'm not concerned about re-entering this. So anyway, that was the trades there. Here's another nice looking trade, HPQ. This is a nice looking trade. I came very close to buying this today, but I thought, well, I've already bought some. I'm going to hold off. Let's see what this market does. But this is an awfully nice trade. Notice how we rally up and we pull back here. We're making a good candle, an engulfing candle, and we're still below these highs. That's one of the chart patterns that I like to look for. And the end result to this is something like this right here. That's what I'm looking for. And this alert window that we have, one of these scans that we have, it helps pull those up. Here's RFP. See how we're high? We pull back and the buyers step in. So what I like to look for is we have this top here. We're something like that. And then, so here we go. We rally up, we pull back, And then what I'm looking for is that follow through this way. WU is another one. WU here. See how we've rallied up here, and then we pull back a little bit, and then here we've popped up. Nice little consolidation right here on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our box up there, and if we were just to go to these lows, we'll take this low. That's just a little bit more than 2%. If we were to pay a little bit higher, say on the breakout, so let's push this up here like that. So if we buy up here on the breakout, we're looking at about 2.5% risk maybe from the beginning. And then as it moves up, we'll raise that stop up, keep that stop limited, keep that risk limited. Anyway, this might be a nice setup here. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these just so you can see one of the alert types that we use. Here's APG and IPG, excuse me, IPG. And here we are up, back. Look at that nice bullish engulf there. And that's a function of today, not necessarily the scan. However, in this scan, one thing we're asking for is a 2-day high. That's something we're asking for. So what we need is a breakout over yesterday, and I like to have that up there. And this is part of the chart pattern. So we go up, back, up like that. We'll talk more about this tomorrow in the trading room. If anyone would like to know more, we do have a 30-day trial. Check out the link below in the chat. Come on in the chat room tomorrow, and I will be talking about this and this scan a great deal more tomorrow. Here's ACIW. Look at that. How we rally up. Here we pull back, and now we've got a nice candle here showing some strength, showing that we can break out over yesterday's candle. Another one might be AFL. See how we're up. Nice little pullback, and we're showing strength breaking over yesterday's candle. So this is where I get a little excited. I kind of like these charts like that. Alrighty, want to say thank you to everybody. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I hope to see you all in the chat room tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care.